Welcome to the Picture This podcast.
Follow along with us as we talk about faith, relationships, and navigating through college life.
Picture this. If you could master any one skill, what is it and why?
I would want to master surfing. So I've never been surfing before, but I've always wanted to do it. Growing up, I really loved the movie Soul Surfer, which is about the surfer Bethany Hamilton who lost her arm to a shark. And she's a Christian, and I still keep up with her today, and I love her. But I went boogie boarding in Florida a few times, and I was like, wow, this is so fun. Like, I bet surfing's 10 times better. So, I don't know, I've always wanted to do it, and I think it'd be so cool to be so good at it. And just be like a surfing queen. So,
And you get to be on the beach.
and you've never been to the beach. I'm sorry.
It's funny you say it because I'm wearing like
A beach shirt?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. I really want to get to the beach. We'll go sometime. And we'll go surfing.
Yeah.
Promise.
What's your skill?
My skill that I want to master that I haven't is I, I'll probably say golf because I hate practicing golf because I suck so much at it. And I get to see you do it, and like I don't mean to toot my own horn, but like a lot of sports that I just do out of nowhere, I'm like naturally
You
kind
are.
of good at.
I'm jealous of that.
So like hockey, like skating, I was good at from the start basically, and like I just work on stuff like running, sprinting,
I will say
jumping.
it took me, how many years have I been playing golf? Like 4. It took me 4 years to even get moderately okay at golf.
I think you're
So
pretty good. Definitely compared to me. But yeah, like I was saying, like
it takes a long time
I really suck at golf
and a lot of
because
money. It's
that's the other thing.
expensive.
It's so expensive and like just the technique and muscle memory, like I don't have that. I don't have it. And it takes too much time, I feel like, for me to get into it. Like I do better when I watch people play sports, but I can't watch golf for too long. I think it's too
Mm.
boring. Sorry.
Um, Also, just a side note, I have been sick this past weekend, and so
You're
if
not
my
feeling the
voice sounds
greatest.
a little funny, that's why.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So, what this episode is about, we kind of threw ideas back and forth. I think it's going to be on positivity. So, kind of what that means to you, like what you do to stay positive, things like that. Another thing I just wanted to say is episodes will be every other week from now on,
For at least a little while because we have finals coming up. I
and we're
have
busy bees.
yeah, and you're coaching, and we just have a lot on our plates right now. Over the summer, we might reassess that, just seeing where we're at.
But yeah, I think it'll work out fine. And I do like this because it also allows us to like get more ideas for episodes too. So, why don't we just get into it, you know? I'll say this, and then you can just take it any direction you want. So we had our first track meet yesterday, and it was so great. Oh my gosh. I had so much fun. It was my first meet as a coach, and so it was at Logan Rogersville. They had this hospitality room. It was great. All the coaches were great. I was like, man, this is like really different from this side, but it was a lot of fun. It was a
Good.
ton of fun. And so before the kids left, I got on the bus and I'm like, okay, how many of you guys are like excited? And like a lot of them raised their hand. I'm like, okay, now how many of you are nervous? And like nobody raised their hand. And I was like, yeah, we got a bunch of liars on this bus. I was so nervous every single track meet, but like they did fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was really phenomenal to watch like these kids that I didn't know, they had so much like raw talent and we're still shaping that right now. But I know that some kids didn't do as well as they wanted to. And I saw a lot of them beating themselves up over it and like the fact that like, man, I wanted this time, I wanted to get this far. And so that when they didn't, they're just like, oh, yeah, whatever, just a bad day, just a bad day. And today I was driving. I shouldn't have been at practice because I had a lab, but we got out early. So I'm driving to practice and I'm thinking about that and I'm like, it wasn't a bad day. Like, sure, you may have done not as well as you wanted to in an event, but the fact that we got out and competed and did what we were supposed to, like, that made it a good day. So,
Definitely relate with that. I know I talk about my sport a lot, but definitely with golf, like I talk to my coach about this a lot too, and I'm like, man, I'm just having such a bad day, like, but it's like the fact that I'm even out here walking 16 miles in 3 days is crazy. Like I had a tournament, it was a home tournament, so I live like 5 minutes from the course. And like it was beautiful weather. I'm like, man, I should just be thankful that I'm out here on this beautiful day. Yes, this course is hilly and it's really taking it out of me, but I mean, it's a blessing just to be here. And I have a lot more things to be positive about than negative about. It's like, even if I score bad today, like, on day one, I was like, I have day two. I'll just do better then. And I did. I did do better on day two than I
That's
did
good.
on day one. And it's like, you just have to keep a good mindset of everything. And it's so hard. It took me a long time to get that down.
I feel that. And another thing, you were talking about like how nice it is outside. Oh my gosh, the weather this week. Well, it's a little chaotic right now, but these past couple weeks it's gotten warmer and I love getting outside. You just got back from walking with your mom. Like, I love it so much. And this weather helps me stay positive because I get enough sun in my system.
Hmm.
If I don't get enough sun, I am cranky, but it's getting better.
Yeah, I'm so excited that spring is here. So
Yeah, for
excited.
sure. And it's like what, 4.5 weeks till we're done with this year?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks plus finals.
Sure.
Yeah, not keeping track.
Well, I don't really have any finals,
Oh
but
yeah, I forget about that all the time. I am pretty blessed. I got like two or three classes that are all like we do them in class, so we don't have to stay longer. So that's pretty nice.
yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited for the summer. We
Oh
have
yeah.
some fun things planned. We get
What do we
to
have planned?
we get to go see Randy Travis in May.
We do. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that.
My our best friends are getting married in August.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm going to another concert in July. It'll be great.
And we're gonna have so many photo shoots.
I hope so.
No, I'm speaking it into existence. I have so many people that have like contacted me recently, and I had one person ghost me, and I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." But
Yeah.
and it happens. But I've had so many other people that are like, at least just talking about it, like, "Yeah, we're gonna have you during the summer," or like in these next, few weeks. And
Yeah.
so it is exciting,
I feel like for me, summer is actually my slowest season.
really.
Just because like all my college friends, which is primarily like I do college students, so but they all go home and they're not here.
Yeah,
So it's a little bit harder for me to get clients. I have done a couple seniors, but not a lot.
yeah,
But this spring is really busy, which I'm really excited about. I have like 3 seniors from my school that are doing cap and gown photos, and then
nice.
we just did a wedding. We should talk about that.
Yeah, wedding was so much fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was something. It was a little chaotic, I will say.
Yeah,
It was
I feel like every wedding has a little
It's
chaos.
so well, yeah, but as a photographer, it's just like a whole nother beast. Like it's
Yeah.
very demanding
Yeah, you definitely need
and
to come into it with like a mindset
hmm
if you're gonna get through the day at
positive
least.
mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're just like it was a backyard wedding, but like all these people were inside their living room, and it was
Yeah.
like we could barely move trying to get photos of people in front of the
We're trying
fireplace.
to squeeze around, and then finally someone's like, if you're not actually in the wedding, get out of here. And so we're like, thank
Glad
you.
someone said
Yeah.
it.
So that helped. But
hmm
but yeah, why don't we talk a little bit about like how we get prepared for a wedding, you know?
How do we get prepared for a wedding?
I know what I do is I have to scour Pinterest boards for
Oh,
like an hour.
yeah, so what I did was I made a Pinterest board for the wedding, and then
Mhm.
I made little sections inside of it for every single thing
Yeah.
that was gonna happen. So,
It was like
father
detail
first
shots.
look,
Yeah.
um, bride and groom, bride portraits, bridesmaids, whole bridal party like that, and that helped a lot, somewhat. I feel like
Yeah.
we didn't look at it as much as we probably should have, because still like we're being so new to it. Like poses are hard. Posing is really hard. So like
Yeah.
we still have to like go and find ideas for that. But
Hmm. I'll say the other thing I do to get prepared is on like really big either couples shoots or a wedding or something, I take a 3x5 index card and I cut it out and I write down what the order of things is. So it was detail shots, getting ready, father first look, mother and bride, stuff like that. And I would write it all in order, and then I would put timestamps. So ceremony at this time, dinner at this time, dance at this time, they leave at this time. And I stick it on the inside of my camera so I don't even have to like look away when I'm taking pictures. I can just go, okay, this is next, this is next. And someone's like, when is the dad supposed to get here? I'm like 6:05, and I'm like right
But
on
none of
it.
that stuff happened. It didn't run in that order at
I know.
all.
So this is another thing I told my athletes today is you need to be able to adapt.
Hmm.
And like I don't know, that's a big thing. I'm hearing that word too. Just like being able to adapt to situations. So when it comes to photography, what happens when you're running off schedule, or what happens when the weather's not, playing nice. Just everything like that. I'm sure it hits you in golf too.
Yeah, well, I'll even say like we had to adapt at the wedding because it was so windy. Like that
Yeah.
little card you were talking about kept flying out of your
It
camera.
flew out twice and then I finally taped it in there.
I think it was actually three times,
It
but
might have been three.
and like it was so hard because like all the girls like their hair was blowing everywhere.
And of course the groom had really short hair, so his is fine.
But the photos came out great.
I love them so
Hmm.
much.
Yeah. I always get a little anxious though when I send photos and like no one says any. Like I send it to the bride and she never said anything. So I'm
That's
like,
okay.
I'll
I
take that as a maybe she liked them.
I know this is being positive is they liked them so much they didn't even have the time to respond.
Exactly.
That's how I go
Just
into
be
it.
optimistic about it.
Yeah. Optimism's just like I feel like it's so big in this season because we're turning this corner in classes and it's like, okay, we're coming up to the end.
I
We need to
know.
lock in and like, yeah, you may have a test every week, but you got to get through it.
It's so hard because like I want to be done. I want to be done. Like 4 more weeks of this. Like
Yeah.
let's just be done now. No, but really like this class that I was so worried about, my reading buddy class.
Mhm.
I have a little kindergartner reading buddy. I'm teaching him how to read. And it has been something. No, it's been great and it's been so fun. But like the teacher demands so much from us. So much. And like I know so many people in there that have complaints about
Mm.
just everything about it. But I definitely have adapted to it. And now that I've adapted to it, I'm like it's already almost over. Like
Yeah.
I can't believe I got through this. At
I
least I was positive about it.
I think it's almost better to have worse expectations of a class before you go into it,
Yeah.
because then it's like, oh, it's easier than
Yeah,
I thought.
literally. Yes.
But I get that. I talk about algebra every time. We had a test the other day,
Algebra is so hard.
and I'm like, I hope I get a B, but I'll probably get a C. And so I
Mhm.
stayed up so late. Like I stayed up till like probably 2 or 3 in the morning just watching the chemistry tutors videos.
Mm.
Shout out chemistry tutor. And I'm just like, okay, I think I understand logarithms. And then I look at my homework and I'm like, I do not understand logarithms. And so I did it another hour, another hour. I'm like, I finally got to go to bed. Get up, get enough sleep, get to school early, get the homework done. I'm like, okay, I feel like half confident. And I think I probably got, if I'm being optimistic, I think I got like a 75%. And I realized like if I hadn't have stayed up late and studied, I probably would have gotten like 12% just because like it's one of those demanding classes. But
Yeah. I know it doesn't come easy to everyone. I think me and you, it like haven't had algebra since high school. I did like a college algebra class, which I didn't even need, but I did it anyways. And it was so horrible. I ended up finishing with a B. I thought I was gonna get a D, but I finished with a B. And I was like, you know what? This is better than I did in algebra my freshman year. So
yeah, I'm praying for a B. I won't lie.
yeah, it is really hard. Geometry was always.
I love
I mean,
geometry.
I did trig in high school. I loved it,
Yeah.
but
It's seeing it for me. I can see the shapes. I know what an angle is supposed to look like, what I'm
yeah,
supposed to get, stuff like that.
yeah, definitely.
But and then physics as well, because I can talk myself through a problem, but if I just have like X and Y and I have to solve for it, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. I will say, so I was sick over the weekend, and I was praying so hard that I wouldn't get sick or wouldn't catch anything. But it happens, and it's okay, because I'm around kids all the time. Like, literally, the week before, I was with kids Sunday, Wednesday, and then I'm with kids Wednesday, Thursday too. So I'm with kids 2 different times on Wednesday. And then I'm with my reading buddy, and he has gotten sick like 2 times. And I somehow managed to stay healthy, and then it hit me this weekend. And
Well,
it's,
and you predicted it too. You've been able to do that in the past.
well, because I know myself. I know when I'm getting sick.
Yeah,
So just like sickness has always been like so hard for me, and it's like I didn't get a weekend at all. Like I just stayed in bed
yeah.
all weekend.
I felt really bad for you. I tried to take care of you a little bit.
Yeah.
So she's like, I think I'm getting sick. And I said to myself, I'm like, no, be positive. You can't say that because then you're gonna get sick. And
Mm.
of course she got sick. And so I was around you all weekend. I made you mashed potatoes that one night.
Yeah. See, definitely learning again to find the positive things in being sick. Like I got to eat mashed potatoes
You got
and
to, and we got
popsicles.
to finish
Mm.
Young Sheldon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
great show.
love that show. Now we're starting the middle.
And we might start watching House of David too.
I want to watch House of David so bad.
It's pretty cool. We're learning about David at church, so it's like perfect timing that they were like, we didn't mean to do this, but there is a show out. You should go watch
Yeah.
it.
The life of David is so like I love this part of the Bible.
Mm,
I love David and I love Samuel. Oh, it's so good.
yeah.
But I'm excited and I want to watch this show.
Mm, yeah. So, what are some ways that help you to stay positive? What are some like strategies?
That's a good question. I think taking a breather is my like biggest tool. And I know that sounds like pretty basic, but like if I'm overwhelmed or I'm feeling sucky or sick or whatever, I just need to be like, okay, this is temporary. What did you say? This too shall pass. Like I'm gonna get through it. It'll be great. And just knowing like whether that be with academics or with sports or like whatever. And I'm not even doing a sport really. It's just like I'm gonna make it through. So take that breather, say, okay, be okay.
Mine is really just like finding those good moments, finding those like moments of peace. Like, I've been really overwhelmed with golf and school and just finishing out, like we were talking about. But like today, me and my mom went on a walk and like we saw our neighbors outside and they have one kid and he's so cute. He's in kindergarten, and they have a really cute cat that we have watched a few times. And they were all just outside hanging out, and like it was just like so refreshing to just like stop by and talk with them. And the mom, she was asking me about photography, and it was really sweet. And just like getting to see their cat, and like just like finding like those really good moments, like whether that's like fellowship, seeing people, hanging out with people, or just like spending time outside, just going outside today, like wow, like reset my brain. Like and like even when I'm sick too, like going outside is just so nice. Like when I was sick, I opened the windows up and just like got fresh air, and that helped a lot. In golf, like my last tournament I had, there was a lot of water there, and there's a lot of geese, there's a lot of wildlife, and like I was walking a par five, and I was like, you know, par fives. And there were like a bunch of turtles, and it was like when I'd walk by them, they'd all like jump into the water one by one. And it was so cute. And I was like, wow, that made me so happy. And it like gave me a boost of strength, like
The
just being
things the
outside.
things that make us happy on a golf course.
Yeah, but
But
like it just those really small moments and like making that time for yourself too.
yeah, I think moments of peace are like I don't know, it's like a breath of fresh air. And definitely being able to like set yourself up for those is can really set you up like benefit you in the long run too.
Yeah, and then like this Sunday we have like some friends like I've talked about it before, but we have like dinner nights and like
Mhm.
food nights.
With a
And
theme.
that's so refreshing to have. Like every other month to just gather together and like have a home cooked meal
Yeah.
and we have so much fun. So
Yeah.
those are really good. Like this will get me through. Like it's a boost.
Yeah, I definitely feel like lack of intentionality has been going on recently. Just with like classes, like you walk by somebody, you're like, "Hey, how's it going? Good, good, okay," and you're off, and like you don't get to sit down.
Everyone's in such a rush.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. Rush is a good word. I just feel like this season's been so fast paced and moving so fast, like so quickly.
I feel like One thing I've heard a lot from people who are in their 20s is that they regret making life a to-do list and just rushing through everything so fast and like making it like you have to check off all these things. And I'm so glad that, I'll be turning 21 in 2 weeks, and I'm just like so glad I've seen that kind of stuff because it helps me to remember to like really slow down and just be like, it's gonna be okay. Like, these are your 20s, like, enjoy it, be responsible, but also, like, take time to, like, build the life that you want, and don't worry so much about rushing through everything, because one day you'll look back and be like, man, I wish I didn't rush through my 20s.
Yeah,
And I know you're not there yet, but it's a good piece of advice to take if you're not 20 yet and
got
you're
a couple of
watching.
years.
Yeah.
But I will say I don't mean to be weird, but I do love our age gap because I get to see what it's like for you, and I know it's ahead for me, at least in some regard.
Well, then for me, it's like having you. It's like I feel like I missed out on a lot of things when I was in high school just because I was in a pretty long-term relationship and I just missed out on a lot of things that I didn't get to do with friends and just some different things that went along with that. And I feel like with your friends, like I get to relive that and just like you're an awesome person. And so
I know my
it's
friends are pretty cool.
and you bring like this new kind of energy too that I don't have. So that helps too.
Okay.
Hey, you too.
You mean how weird I am, don't you?
Not weird, but you're more energetic.
It's okay. My mom says unique, maybe not special. Hey, I feel like our weirdness balances sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like one of those things like we're not weird in front of other people, but when we can be weird in front of each other and
It's
it's
like
so
it's like
funny.
it's like groups of four max.
hmm
It's like those that we're really close with, they'll know how weird we are.
Well, and like our humor too just comes from like sporadic moments like
Can I tell
just
them about our game at the dinner table?
what game?
So when my parents and us go out to eat,
Mm.
they'll be talking about something and we'll listen. But as soon as both of them don't look over at us, I just make the weirdest faces at her. So they'll be saying something that's completely serious. They'll be like, "Yeah, at work I had this customer come in," and I will just like make this crazy face to Elena,
You're
and she
gonna
just
assume I
and
actually did
I
it.
did it, and she just starts laughing. So my dad's like, "Yeah, I had this customer come in," and she just starts laughing out of nowhere, and he's like, "What?" And I do it all the time, and I love it. It's my favorite game.
Well, I think it's funny like the different voices that you can do because I've never been able to do that, and you make some pretty funny different
I-
voices.
should I do 'em?
No, don't do
Okay,
them
we
here.
won't do them here. If you know me, you can ask me about them.
But I feel like that's also a good like way to circle back. Like I feel like I find a lot of those like positive, like refreshing moments when I'm with you. Like just laughing. Laughing is such a gift and just like being able to laugh with each other. I feel like obviously laughing has like it releases a chemical that like boosts your brain
Yeah,
function, but it's like it really does like help like get me through things.
yeah.
Having those moments of laughter and fun.
The other thing I want to say, kind of building off of that, is God has such a good sense of
Yeah,
humor,
he
and
does.
I don't think people realize that.
hmm
If you read through like Matthew and understand like some of the things that Jesus says, I like literally I laugh out loud. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like the instance where he says, "No, like this isn't your husband," or like your five husbands.
Oh
No,
yeah.
like that part.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, okay, Jesus, like hit her with that then.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's funny.
Something like yeah, for me it's like mine is like I know God fights my battles and I'm not going to state specifically, but I feel like lately I've been seeing something circle back and I'm just like, wow, that was definitely God. And I'm just like that's like so funny because I like think back and it was like not great circumstances and I look back now I'm like, wow, like God really
Yeah.
has intentionality and like really fights my battles and it makes sense like
There's, you know how I say everything happens for a reason? I think a better way to explain that is everything can be used for good.
yeah, definitely.
And I don't want to say everything happens for a reason is wrong because I've used that for so long, but definitely everything can be used for good, like any circumstance.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to get all serious, but I did have to say that.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So, yeah.
So obviously, being positive is such a huge thing because it can impact uh, every aspect of our life, like how we see things, and I mean everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just the glasses that we look through. And like sometimes I get out of bed and I put on a very negative set of glasses. And Elena knows like this morning. So we had this storm and she called me and she's like, I don't know how you worded it, but I took it this one way and I thought she meant, will you drive with me through the storm so we're okay? And apparently that's not what you meant. And I got really negative because you called me again, and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. And then you called me again, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get ready and leave. And then like I got in the car, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. That was uncalled for. So I will admit I get out of the bed on the wrong side some mornings. You're gonna need to realize
Oh,
that.
I do too. So
Yeah.
it happens to everyone. But no, I have such bad storm anxiety because I think it was like 2021. We had a really bad tornado rip through our neighborhood and right outside of our neighborhood. Like there were houses that were, I mean, totally gone. And that was scary.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know all this stuff is out about like the Joplin tornado and like that stuff is real. But obviously it's gotten a lot better. Like I used to have really bad anxiety, but it's gotten so much better because I'm, reminded that Jesus is our protector and our peace. But yeah, for sure, I think, and the Bible says a lot too about being positive, like consider it all joy, the trials we face, and I mean, so much you can find in there about that. But
Yeah.
it's definitely really important.
Can I circle back to the storm and put on my negative glasses?
Okay.
There was hail this morning and we still had chapel. It's like we're literally walking in through this rain and it's like coming in sideways. We were soaking wet. Then it starts hailing
Yeah.
and someone opens the door for us. I'm like, this is crazy. And put on my positive glasses and say it was a really good sermon. Like I know people really enjoyed it, but I didn't like that. And our school knew about the
I
hail.
know.
They sent out a text that said, "Warning, there may be larger hail later."
I
Like
know. It takes a lot for them to cancel,
it does.
even with snow. So,
Yeah. This year has been better though. I feel like not that I went there last year, but knowing from your side.
yeah, yeah, it
So,
has.
but yeah.
Well, I
That's what I had
think,
on positivity.
yeah, I think that's all we have today, but
Okay.
it's great.
We'll see you not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Don't you mean not next Thursday, but the Thursday after?
The following Thursday. Whatever. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.